This protocol is the one which actually helps us to get the IP address by taking host name as input, and that IP address will be stored in the DNS server. Correct? And we also saw the structure of DNS server, I mean the hierarchy of DNS servers. There are 3 types of DNS servers and all that. Let's continue now. Okay, let's see now the contents of this DNS server. What exactly is stored in DNS server? Maybe it is authoritative DNS server, or it is TLD DNS server, or it may be root DNS server. What exactly is stored in this DNS server? We will see that. See, every DNS server has something called as a database, and that database contains this DNS records. Okay, what is this DNS records, or what are the contents of this records? Let's see. See, just can you all see this DNS record structure? See, the database, what a DNS server has something called as a DNS record in this format, and each of such record contains 4 fields. The first one is name, next is value, and the third one is type, and the last field is time to live. So in this, 4th field is optional, and we'll just concentrate on the first 3 fields. Okay, the first one is name. What is the meaning of name? See, as you all know, as a user, we give the input as host name. Example, google.com. If we want to open a Google web page, we will be entering google.com as a host name. So the name here indicates the host name, what the user gives, right? And that is the first field. And what should be the second field here? See, the second field is value. It is nothing but the IP address of this host name, whatever we have provided. If it is google.com, this would be the IP address of the web server which actually belongs to Google. So web server which belongs to Google, from where the web page of Google will be extracted and supplied to your system. Correct? So this value indicates the IP address of this host if it is google.com. So IP address of web server, Google server. Okay, next, third field is type, and this type field actually indicates what type of record is this. Okay, so there can be different types of records stored in DNS server. Okay, and this type field we will see in detail. Okay, so the first 2 fields, I hope it is clear. So this is actually the syntax of each record that is stored in DNS server. Now let's see this type field. There can be 4 types of DNS records. The first one is type A record. So the value of type can be A. And what is this type A record? We'll see. In this type A record, the first field remains the same. Name is what? Host name. If it is google.com, that will be the host name, right? And the second field is value is in type A field. The second field value will be IP address of web server. Okay, second one is value is IP address in type A, whereas the third one, type field, will be A, will be indicated as A. So you can just see this example. I've given one example here. relevant.bar.foo.com. This is one sample host name. This is, assume that this is the website address of something. Okay, so this is one of the website address, relevant.bar.foo.com. This is the host name. And what is this? The second part, value is what? 145.37.93.126, and this is the IP address of the web server where you get the home page, or you get the information about this relevant.bar.foo.com. okay, this is a remote web server's IP address. And what about this third field? It is A, which indicates that second field here is IP address, and the first field is host name. So these are the 3 fields in your type A record, and this record will be stored where? In the DNS server. Okay, right. Now the second type is type field. It can be NS. NS indicates here the name server, name in the sense name of the DNS server. So what is that name of DNS server? We will see. In type NS record, what should be this first field again? First field is same, domain. So what does the domain means? In this, see, if I take the same above example, relay1.bar.foo.com. This is a website address, right? In this, there is something called as this last part, which is actually important. What is that last part? foo.com. For example, if I have my email address, something like sushma at gmail.com. Okay, so there gmail.com would be the domain, correct? So gmail.com is the domain. Similarly here in type ns record, this name is nothing but should be a domain. So what is that domain in the above example? In relay1.bar, it is not the domain. This last part is there, no, foo.com. So it may be hotmail.com or google.com or google.co.in. So that becomes a domain there. So foo.com is a domain there. So host name is domain. And what is the second part here? Value. Instead of supplying the IP address of this domain foo.com, this time this value should contain DNS, that is the host name of the DNS server. Which DNS server? We have three types of DNS server: root DNS server, TLD, and the last one is authoritative DNS server. So this second field value in type NS record indicates host name of authoritative DNS server. So what is that host name of authoritative DNS server? See this example, it will be something like this. See, foo.com is the first part, that is the domain name, and the second value part here is, instead of giving the IP address for the web server of foo.com, it is giving us the name, host name of DNS server. And which DNS server it is? Authoritative DNS server. Authoritative DNS server belonging to foo.com, and that authoritative DNS server is the one which is actually containing the IP address, actual IP address of the web server where you get the information about foo.com. I hope you all remember the concept of DNS. See, the authoritative DNS server is the one which is at the third level in the hierarchy, and this authoritative will be belonging to the company. If I'm searching for Amazon.com, so DNS server, authoritative DNS server will be owned by Amazon company, and this authoritative DNS server will have the IP addresses of all the web servers belonging to Amazon. Similarly here, this is the host name of such authoritative DNS server belonging to the organization foo.com, and the third field is NS as usual. Okay, so this is type NS record, and now the third one is CNAME. So what is this CNAME? Type CNAME. So again we'll see the structure. So the first name here, the first field name is nothing but here alias name. So I hope you all remember what is alias. I had told one example of host name. Say for example, it's easy for us to remember the host name, something like gmail.com, google.com, then simple one hotmail.com, or it can be anything, such short names which is easy for us to remember. Say one example is given, like something like say www.ibm.com. is it not easy for us to remember? So you call this as an alias name there, but actually this address, this name is not its actual name. This is not its actual name. It has a real name, and that real name is something like this. See, servereast.backup2.ibm.com. It has got such a lengthy name. This is actually its original name, but for users, is this lengthy name easy to remember? It is not that easy to remember. So for us, alias name is given to, so that it is easily rememberable. So you can say here ibm.com is a host alias host name, whereas its canonical host name, its actual host name, actual address is this lengthy name. Okay, so now type CNAME is the one which indicates that if I supply the host name as, say here ibm.com, if I supply as a host name, see the first part is name, wherein I have to supply a alias name. So alias name, what I remember here is, in this example, ibm.com. ibm.com is the first part, whereas value part for the CNAME is nothing but, what is it? Instead of supplying IP address, or instead of supplying me the authoritative DNS server name, this type CNAME will return me canonical name for this host name ibm.com. So what is the canonical name for ibm.com? See, ibm.com will be the first part, comma, this value what I'm going to get here is servereast.backup2.ibm.com as a value which will be written for me, where type if I'm indicating as CNAME. So one example is given here. If I'm supplying the same example, if I'm taking the same example, so foo.com will be the first part, alias name is the first one. The second one is the canonical name for this foo.com. So what is the canonical name for this? Something which is difficult for us to remember. See, the actual address of this foo.com is relevant.bar.foo.com. So that is supplied for me here in the value part. That is your canonical name, what you call. Last part is CNAME. Okay, and the last one is type MX. This is especially for mail server. So it may be Gmail or Hotmail or any such mail servers. You have a DNS server, DNS mail server especially, and you have to specify in that mail servers type MX records will be stored. So in such DNS mail servers, you have, see, this is how it's going to store. See this foo.com. Instead of foo.com, let me take an example of gmail.com. So gmail.com is alias host name, whereas it returns for you the canonical name of gmail.com. Canonical name is original name of gmail.com or lengthy name of gmail.com. That will be something like mail.bar.gmail.com or something like that. One example, comma, and what is the type of that? MX. Okay, so these are the 4 types of records which will be actually stored in different DNS servers. Now tell me, this type A records, in which type of DNS server it will be stored? Is it in the host root DNS server, or it will be stored in the TLD server, or tell me whether it is stored in the authoritative DNS server? See, in this type A record, you get direct mapping from host name to its IP address. This is what we are expecting as a user, IP address, right? So this type of records will be directly stored in which type of DNS server? It is in the authoritative DNS server, which actually contains a list of IP addresses of all the web servers belonging to its company, right? So this type, direct mapping to IP address, this type of records are stored in authoritative DNS server belonging to organization, type A records. Next comes our type NS record. What is this type NS record? It gives you the DNS servers, authoritative DNS servers name. So this is what, something like a way for you to reach till authoritative DNS server. So this type of record, which one would be giving us? It is one level higher to authoritative DNS server, which is that TLD DNS server will have this type of records stored in it, wherein it shows you the path to reach authoritative DNS server. Next comes our type CNAME record. What is the CNAME? It gives us just the canonical name of the host name. So this type of record might be stored in, again, TLD DNS server, or it may be in root level DNS server. Whereas type MX, this also might be stored in our this also might be stored in our TLD DNS server or root level DNS server. Okay, so type MX server, type CNAME server is only in TLD, whereas type NS also will be in TLD. Sometimes our TLD also might contain TA, type A records, whereas it is giving in TLD also sometimes we will get the IP address, but in TLD server, whose IP address will be getting? It is not our actual web server's IP address will be getting in TLD, but in TLD we will be getting the IP address of authoritative DNS server. So TLD servers, DNS server may contain type A records or type NS records, or it may also contain type CNAME records. Okay, so these are the 4 types of records. So please note, students, this is also important exam point of view. Okay, and the next one what we have here is the structure. Okay, so the structure we have here